1, reallocation of 2025 budget for snowplow bill. Under 12, 12.2, closed session, intergovernment relationships, ATIA, section 26.
Can you repeat that 9.51, please, for me?
Have to, Chair. Under 9, new business. 9.5, infrastructure services. 9.5.1, reallocation of 2025 budget for snowplow build.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other additions? I'm seeing none. I'll look for a motion to adopt the amended agenda.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Deschênes, for making that motion. Any discussion on this motion? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. No connection? I'm not connected for sure.
Mine just okay, now mine's up now.
Okay, I'll get out of it.
Okay. I'll just show my hand, as I'm just waiting for Jerry here. I'll give you my computer, Jerry, whenever you have a chance. Thank you, Jerry. All good now, ladies? All right. Thank you. We had some sad news. We had a councillor, Mr. Brian McAvoy, passed away this last Sunday. And I just think it would be fitting if we had a moment of silence for him. And I'm just going to ask you guys to stand, and we're going to have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. You know, you go to these funerals and you hear how good the person is, and it makes the guy wonder sometimes that I should maybe say some things about somebody before they pass away. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to thank our staff. I appreciate all you guys do, and council and previous councils for all they do. Thank you, council, for all you do every day for this MD, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And yeah, it was a touching funeral yesterday, and it's quite a loss in our area. But we'll continue. So thank you. On to adoption of the minutes, regular meeting of council, December 9th, 2025. Just looking for a motion for that. Okay, thank you, Councillor Kaluk, for making that motion. Any discussion on that? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote, and I'm in favor. Yours is a little slow. Mine ain't working. All right, thank you. That's passed. Also looking for adoption of the minutes of special meeting of council December 10th, 2025. Thank you, Councillor Crick, for making that motion. Any discussion on that motion? I'm not seeing any. I'll call for the vote, and I'm in favor. That's carried, thank you. Just moving on to the committee meeting of council, December 16th, 2025. Need a motion for this as well, council? Thank you, Councillor Palmer, for making this motion. Any discussion on this motion, council? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote, and I agree with this. She'll just raise her hand. Okay, thank you, that's carried. Let's go to number 7.1, development application number 2025D284.
Good morning.
Morning.
This doesn't fit.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Morning, ladies.
This is development permit application 2025-D-284 for Kirby McMahon. The applicant is applying for a guest ranch use for an outfitter lodge. The property is located 1.5 miles east of Highway 897 on Township Road 612, 2 miles north of Elizabeth Settlement. Adjacent properties are agricultural parcels and remnants. The applicant operates McOutfitters outfitting business and would like to construct overnight accommodations in a workshop which is being constructed. They offer black bear, waterfowl, and white-tailed deer hunts and are registered with the Alberta Professional Outfitter Society. They host 6 hunters max per year. Game is processed at Hamel's Cold Lake, and they hire a third-party waste disposal for domestic waste. Section 34 states that a guest ranch can have accommodation units detached from the dwelling in the form of cabins. This application requests a variance to allow the units to be located in the workshop. Adjacent landowner letters were sent out on December 11th, and we did receive an email for some clarification, but no concerns were registered.
Well, they have no neighbors. They own everything within 20 miles there. Yeah.
Yeah. Recommendation for development application 2025-D-284 is approve the request for a guest ranch use for an outfitter lodge with a variance to allow the accommodations to be located in one building as a discretionary use as per Part 6, Section 34, and Part 7, Section 69.2 of the Land Use Bylaw with the following conditions. Applicable building, electrical, gas, plumbing, and sewer permits are required as per the Alberta Safety Codes Act. Building waste materials shall be contained on site in a waste bin or a covered enclosed trailer. As per section 69.6 of the Land Use Bylaw, the minimum setback shall be front yard 38 meters, side yard 6 meters, rear yard 6 meters. All bed and breakfast or guest ranch establishments must meet the public health regulations and be kept in a manner satisfactory to the health authority. Guest ranch shall be limited to a maximum of 3 accommodation units and must reapply for additional bedrooms. Only 1 bed and breakfast or guest ranch establishment shall be allowed per lot, and no accommodation units shall include a kitchen. Any questions?
I don't see none. Just looking for a motion.
Yeah, thank you. Just have one question. I think Ms. Stephanie McMahon is ready to do a presentation. I'm just kidding. I'd like to make the motion to approve, please.
I'd like to see that before we make this vote on this. You know, she phoned the other day for public speaking. Let's see how she does. Hey? I guess she didn't phone me. She texted me. Let's get that straight. All right, thank you, Councillor Fadeev, Deputy Reeve Fadeev, for making that motion that council approves development permit application number 2025-D-284 for a guest ranch use of Outfitter Lodge with a variance to allow the accommodations to be located in one building on part of Southeast 1861-1 west of the 4th M as discretionary use as per Part 6, Section 34, and Part 7, Section 69.2 of the Land Use Bylaw with the following conditions before you, council. Any discussion on this motion? I'm seeing none. I'm going to call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
I should have left that one to the end of the meeting. We could have had them sit there all day. On to 8.1. 8.1. See you guys. Morning, ladies.
Good morning. Ready? Item 8.1, administration has received and is presenting an application for time extension to subdivision approval for file 2024-S-017 for council's consideration. This file was conditionally approved on January 14th, 2025. The applicant is requesting a one-year extension as they require more time to complete the conditions of subdivision approval. Administration recommends that council approve the request for a one-year time extension for conditionally approved subdivision application number 2024-S-017 for Alan Oshifka and Joel Oshifka.
Thank you. Just looking for a motion. Caroline? All right, thank you, Councillor Palmer, for making this motion. The council approves the request for a one-year extension for conditional approval of subdivision application number 2024-S-017 for Alan Oshifka and Joel Oshifka. Any discussion on this, council? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. 8.2.
Item 8.2, administration is presenting subdivision application 2025-S-017, or 018, my apologies, for council's consideration. This application proposes to subdivide one 2.3 acre parcel from agricultural quarter section Northwest 11, 62-1 west of the 4th Meridian and consolidate it with Hamlet Single Family Residential HR1 parcel plan 802007 Lot A as shown on the map in Appendix A. Notification of the proposed subdivision was sent to referral agencies and adjacent landowners with a deadline of December 10th, 2025 to submit concerns to be considered at January 13th, 2026 council meeting. No concerns have been received regarding this application. The subject site is located approximately 300 meters north of Highway 55 on Range Road 412 or 46th Street in Cherry Grove. The application complies with the Municipal Government Act, Subdivision and Development Regulation, Lower Athabasca Regional Plan, and the Municipal Development Plan. This application does not comply with the municipality's Land Use Bylaw, Section 69.4 BI, stating 4 parcels or less for a total maximum of 8.09 hectares or 20 hectares subdivided from quarter section that is not fragmented. Therefore, it is recommended that the proposed subdivision be refused. Alternatively, council may choose to approve the proposed subdivision in accordance with Land Use Bylaw Section 69.4 BV and the Municipal Government Act Section 654-2A. If so, administration recommends the conditions outlined in Appendix B.
Thank you. Councillor Palmer.
I just have a few questions, if I could. The application is to subdivide a 2.5 acre agriculture parcel from a fragmented quarter?
Through the Reeve, that's correct.
To the Reeve for my questions. to be consolidated to a hamlet residential zone parcel, correct?
Correct.
So in order to consolidate two parcels, would there not need to be a requirement for both parcels to be of the same zoning prior to consolidation? Because you'll have two permitted uses and two discretionary.
Yeah, through the Reeve, I could answer that. It's not required, it doesn't have to be. It would be a partially zoned agricultural and partially zoned hamlet. It would be recommended, if council did approve this, that we would go just to clean it up, to get it all into one zoning.
So then the area structure plan for Cherry Grove would need to be amended as well when you do the consolidation, or are you doing a rezoning at all? Because part of the parcel is going to be under an agricultural zoning, so it has different discretionary and permitted uses, where your hamlet residential is going to have a different permitted and discretionary use as well.
Through the Reeve, that is correct. Yes, so currently, the way it sits right now, even if it does get consolidated in, it would not change the area structure plan. If a rezoning would go forward, then it would need a change to the area structure plan. If council does want to add that as a condition, that could be added as a condition as well.
That the rezoning be required?
That, one of the conditions of the subdivision would be to rezone that small parcel as well prior to consolidation.
So we have in the report 2.3 and 2.5. Are we going to just state that's based on rounding
So that would be, sorry, excuse me, through the Reeve.
conversion? Sorry.
That would be dependent on the actual, once the surveyor gets out and actually decides how much. They want to put it along a fence line, I do believe, so. So it's just an estimate at this time, but once the surveyor goes out, we would know exactly the amount.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't recommend rezoning prior to consolidation?
Ideally, it should be rezoned, but because it's such a small parcel, it's not like anything could happen within that with any setbacks within an agricultural zoning. So I don't know if it would make a huge difference, but for good planning practices to be the same zoning would definitely be ideal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, Councillor Crick?
Yeah, I'll just make a motion for option number 2 to approve it.
All right, thank you. Councillor DeShane?
Yeah, I don't know if I missed it. Was the question asked, it shows that there is more than, what is it, 8 hectares out of this parcel already? It doesn't show that on the map. It just shows the 1 acre, so I was just wondering, of 2 point something, so
Through the Reeve to Councillor Duchesne. So that 8 acres is out of a full, a full quarter section, and because the majority of this is covered by water, that 8 acres gets prorated to the amount that's left
oh,
that's not
that's what
covered
it
by
is.
water.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Councillor Amalia?
I guess for Councillor Crick or for all of council, as you stated, the motion for option 2, what conditions, because it leaves that open at the end of that option, does it not? Or did I misread that?
Go ahead.
Through the Reeve, would you like us to list the recommended conditions? Would you like Caitlin to?
Yeah, Mr. Amalia does.
Just to clarify in that appendix what the conditions are.
Just one sec. Robin, it seems like the heaters are going, and you have control, it seems like the heaters are going full bore here to me. Are you guys hot? Oh, man.
Good. Through the Reeve, the conditions for approval recommended by administration would be that the owner or developer install any internal road approaches and culverts and crossing, that there be a 17-foot wide strip of land for road widening along the entire frontage of the west side of the parcel. It will be consolidated into, and the remnant to be registered by road plan, that the owner-developer enter into a land acquisition agreement for a 17-foot wide strip of road widening along the north side of the remnant parcel to be registered by Caveat, and that the proposed parcel be consolidated into Plan 8020075 Lot A prior to registration, that a cash in lieu for municipal reserves payment be required, and a deferred reserve caveat that a real property report from Alberta Land Surveyor be submitted, and that all septic is compliant with the Alberta Safety Codes Act and Province of Alberta Public Health Act, and all taxes be paid in full.
Yep, I think that answers that question for myself. And so just to clarify, that the new parcel, the red section would be then combined with the yellow section to create a single unit at the end of this? Okay.
Through the Reeve, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just gonna-
Deputy Reeve.
Shed some clarification on this. It's one of those things where subdivision was done years ago, and it was assumed that that was part of theirs, even though that's owned by family member. So they've been treating that extra acre as theirs until life comes along and you recheck your paperwork and you go, oops. And then, yeah, so there's a lot of nights lost sleep over this one. So they'll be happy to see this off their plate for sure. So thank you.
Thank you for that insight. Any other discussion, council? I'm not seeing none, so I guess I didn't even make the motion yet. Thank you, Councillor Crick, for making this motion that council approves subdivision application number 2025-S-018 for one 2.3 acre parcel from agricultural quarter section northwest 1162, 1 west of the 4th, and consolidated with Hamlet Single Family Residential HR1 Parcel Plan 8020075 Lot A for Brian Hamilton on behalf of Curtis Burgess, Bryce Burgess, and Vincent Burgess as per the following conditions 1 through 7 before you. Any discussion on this motion? I'm not seeing none. I'll call for the vote. Sorry, Councilor, I was a little bit in the wrong. That's carried. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Council. We have something at 9:30, correct? So we'll take a 5-minute break till 9:30. Welcome back. This is public hearing bylaw number LU 582. Before we begin with this public hearing for bylaw number LU 582, land use bylaw amendment rezoning application, I'd like to announce that this is a public hearing. Will include both in-person and electronic participation and is being recorded and will be accessible for public viewing. Additionally, I would like to remind in-person attendees who wish to address any of the public hearings on today's agenda to register your name on the speakers list at the entrance of council chambers. I would also like to outline the process to be followed for this public hearing. We will begin with a staff report from administration, also presenting as the applicant, followed by questions by administration from council. We will then call upon members of the public who wish to speak in support of the application, followed by those who wish to speak in opposition of the application. Council may ask questions of the public presenter during this time only. Participants will be called on to speak in the order that they appear on the registration list, starting with electronic participants, followed by in-person attendees. Registered virtual participants must ensure their camera is off and microphone muted, except when it is their turn to address council. When addressing council, participants must clearly state their name and if they are going to speak on their own behalf or on behalf of another person or group. The MD reserves the right to immediately remove any participants who are continuously disruptive to the public hearing, present in an inappropriate manner, including virtual attendance on camera and/or use inappropriate language. The applicant will have a chance to address and rebut any opposition to their application, followed with which council will have the opportunity to ask questions based solely on the information presented during the rebuttal. Finally, we'll entertain any final questions of council to administration before closing the public hearing. May I have a motion to open public hearing? Thank you, Councillor Palmer. I'll call for the vote. I'll just go with a show of hands. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to open this public hearing and administration present.
Administration received an application and is requesting, Administration received an application for bylaw number LU 582 for the purpose of amending the land use bylaw number 1667 to rezone Northwest 3262-1 west of the 4th Meridian from Country Residential District CR1 to Agricultural District. Per the rezoning application, the original intent of bylaw number LU 290 to rezone the subject parcel to CR1 was undertaken in anticipation of completing an area structure plan for development. As this project is not currently viable, the applicant would like to revert to agricultural zoning and subsequently apply to subdivide the parcel in half pursuant to land use bylaw number 1667. The current area for Northwest 3262-1 west of the 4th Meridian is approximately 139.24 acres. Bylaw number LU 582 was given first reading on November 25th, 2025.
Thank you. Is there any questions?
Yeah.
Councillor
just-
DeShane.
Just one question. Not sure what, if I'm understanding this, they want to rezone the acreage application back to agricultural land?
Through the Reeve, it would be the remnant portion, the larger portion of the quarter section. It is currently zoned CR1, and they would like to go back to agriculture.
Okay, so they're not amending the land use bylaw, they're just using the land use bylaw to rezone their property, right?
The amendment would be done through the land use bylaw.
Okay, so to apply to subdivide the parcel in half, which parcel?
The larger remnant, they'd like to complete an 80-acre split.
Oh, okay, so once it's back into agricultural, they will subdivide, or put an application and subdivide the quarter section in half.
Correct, yes, it needs to be agriculture in order for them to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, any questions from the applicant? I have announced at this time that there was no written submissions that have been provided for the agenda package. Is there anyone here virtual speak or no?
Mr. Reeve, we have no attendees registered for this public hearing in person or virtual.
Thank you. Any final questions, council? No? All right. I probably need a motion to close the public hearing. Who would like to do that? Thank you, Councillor DeShane, for making that motion. Any discussion? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. Is working? Okay. That's carried. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go on to 9.2.1.
Morning, Council.
Morning.
Thanks for letting me speak. Louis was supposed to be here, but now he's in a training session for emergency management, so I'm taking his spot. So today we have the Fire Level of Service 2025 engagement. This was a letter from the province that we received back in December. So the Alberta Municipal Affairs conducted engagements in June and July of 2025 to gather input on feasibility of requiring Alberta municipalities with fire services to establish council-approved minimum level of service. The engagement focused on adding requirement to the MGA and identifying supports or guidance the province could provide to assist municipalities in developing their levels of service. So in the consolidation was conducted through 4 engagement sessions, a survey and an invitation to submit written responses to the municipal affairs. The engagement was focused on participation from the Alberta Fire Chiefs Association, the Alberta Professional Firefighters and Paramedics Association, and the Alberta Municipalities and the Rural Municipalities of Alberta, and the Municipal Chief Administration Officers or equivalent. So additionally, the Métis Settlements General Council was invited to participate, as Métis settlements are impacted by provincial legislation and may be affected by changing in requirements of fire services that neighbor Métis settlements. And based on these consultations, Municipal Affairs is not considering legislation changes at this time. Instead, we'll work with municipal associations and fire service stakeholder through the Provincial Fire Liaison Committee to explore, develop, and implement additional supports to assist interested municipalities in defining fire level of service. So in the attachments is the findings of that survey. There's a 2-page finding, so if council wants to go through that. I do have the BRFRA CAO here, Darren, if there's any technical questions that you may have. But through our fire bylaw, we do have a fire level service through our municipality. So we do meet the requirements. And the BFRA did participate in the survey and giving the information last summer.
I don't know if he can answer the questions because I just asked him how many light bulbs in the BFRA building. He couldn't answer it, so. Anyone want him to go through that, or we're just going to make a motion to accept this? We're going to make a motion. Thank you, Councillor Deschênes, for making this motion that council accepts the Municipal Fire Level Service 2025 engagement report as information.
Okay, thank you.
Any discussion on this, council? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. Thanks, Matt. He'll get me back at the next BFRA meeting, so, yeah. 157. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's scary. Okay, let's go to planning and development, 9.3.1. Put your seatbelts on, girls.
Item number 9.3.1, administration is requesting a decision for second and third reading of bylaw number 1898, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to close and dispose of, by direct sale at fair market value, portions of undeveloped public roadway within Northeast 10, 61-7 west of the 4th Meridian, as shown on the map in Appendix A, and in accordance with policy number C-38.022, disposal of roadways policy. The applicant has requested to close, purchase, and consolidate the portions of roadway into their 71.97 acre parcel, as the undeveloped portion of this 1965 subdivision road plan is no longer necessary. Bylaw number 1898 was given first reading by council on July 8th, 2025. A public hearing was held on August 26, 2025, with no concerns received. On October 31st, 2025, Alberta Transportation approved this bylaw with no concerns. Due to the loss of quorum following the 2025 municipal election, a second public hearing was held on December 9th, 2025. Alberta Transportation and Economic Corridors was notified of the second public hearing. Administration is recommending that council give second reading to bylaw number 1989, and furthermore, if carried, to proceed to third reading. And it's 1898. I've been saying 1989.
That's all right. I think I'm in that year today. Thank you. Just looking for a motion, council. Thank you, Councillor Amalia, for making this motion that bylaw number 1898 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville, number 87, for the purpose of closing for public travel and disposing of portions of a public roadway be given second reading. Any discussion, council? I'm not seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. Looking for third. Thank you, Councillor Palmer. Thank you, Councillor Palmer, for this motion that bylaw number 1898 be given third reading. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. There we go. That's carried. On to 9.3.2.
Item number 9.3.2, administration is requesting a decision for second and third reading of roadway license bylaw number 1905, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A, and in accordance with policy number 38.018, to be used for grazing purposes. Bylaw number 1905 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1815, which expired December 31st, 2025. Council gave first reading to bylaw number 1905 at the November 25th, 2025 regular meeting of council. Public notification was completed as per the licensing of roadways policy and the MD public notification bylaw with no concerns received. Administration is recommending that council give second reading to bylaw number 1905, and furthermore, if carried, to proceed to third reading.
Thank you. Looking for a motion, council. Councillor Kalu, thank you for making this motion that bylaw number 1905 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville, number 87, roadways and licensing be given second reading. Any discussion, council? I'm not seeing it. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. Looking for third. Thank you, Councillor Crick, for making the motion to proceed to third reading. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. 9.3.3.
Administration is requesting a decision for second and third reading of roadway license bylaw number 1906, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for access to the applicant's parcel that are adjacent but separated by the road allowance. Bylaw number 1906 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1814, which expired December 31st, 2025. Council gave first reading to bylaw number 1906 at the November 25th, 2025 regular meeting of council. Public notification was completed as per the licensing of roadways policy and the MD public notification bylaw with no concerns received. Administration is recommending that council give second reading to bylaw number 1906, and furthermore, if carried, to proceed to third reading.
Thank you so much. Looking for a motion, council? Thank you, Councillor Palmer, for making this motion that bylaw number 1906, being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville, number 87, roadways and licensing, be given second reading. Any discussion? Councillor DeShane?
To the Reeve, just for your information, I'll be voting no to all of these applications. I don't believe in closing these road right-of-ways to the public. I believe they should be allowed to access on that. No one should own the license on that other than the MD, and that's why I would vote no for these. Other than that, carry on.
Thank you, Councillor DeShane. Any other discussion? Councillor Crick?
Yeah, my understanding is that the public still has access to these. It's just most of them are grazing ones. They're closed for grazing. I'm not sure about this specific one here that we're looking at right now, if it's for grazing. But I think most of them are in public. They're not allowed to lock the gates. Public still have access to go access that property.
Yep. Yeah, Councillor DeShane?
Yes, in most cases, yes, but we find that there is cases where the access is denied with padlocks and chains. So until that's completely changed, I'd probably be voting no either way on that.
And that's a fair comment too. I think there are people do put padlocks and chains on them, but I think as a lot of other things in this MD of Bonnyville, it's complaint driven. So if people are chaining and padlocking these that shouldn't be, then that's a call to the council or to the staff, preferably to administration, and they'll deal with it.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this motion? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. Looking for third reading. Councillor Crick, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. Okay, one more. Let's go to, we're going to 916, I believe. Sorry. 916, 9.3.4, correct? Thank you.
Item number 9.3.4, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway licensing bylaw number 1916, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for pasturing cattle. Bylaw number 1916 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1823, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway licensing agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1916.
Thank you. Who would like to make this motion? Thank you, Councillor Klug, for making this motion. The bylaw number 1916 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville, number 87, roadways and licensing given first reading. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. On to 9.3.5.
Item number 9.3.5, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway licensing bylaw number 1917, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for CNRL well site access. Bylaw number 1917 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1818, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway licensing agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1917.
Thank you. Looking for a motion? Councillor Palmer, thank you for making this motion. That bylaw number 1917 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville number 87, roadways licensing to be given first reading. Any discussion? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Ladies, we're going to shut her down for a bit. We have a delegation here, so yep, 5-minute break, 4-minute break. We're up and running. We are good. Ian, hi.
Yeah, good morning,
Morning.
Council. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Some of you I haven't seen since the New Year. So today we're bringing forward a delegation from the Hagen and the 30s Cancer Support Society. And on October 28th of 2025, at the regular meeting of Council, administration had scheduled in the delegation of Hagen and the 30s. And Council had asked that they come back as a delegation to give their full presentation, which they've done an excellent job in and around the community. And I'm just going to call up Lisa and Norm from the Society just to give their presentation to Council, and then we will talk more about it.
Thank you. And I apologize, I didn't say Happy New Year to everybody, so thanks for I just noticed something else. We have 2 mics up there now. Isn't that crazy? I noticed. Good job.
This whole thing is crazy.
Yeah. So you're saying council's all crazy?
Well, this is my first time.
Just the way you went there. It's probably not a good start.
This is my first time meeting all the new council, so to me, this is all new. So welcome to the new council. I'm Lisa Vandenberg. I am the Vice President of Hagen in the 30s, and this is Norm Thiru, my counterpart. He's a past president and a dedicated volunteer with Hagen in the 30s. Some of you may be familiar with Hagen in the 30s, and others maybe not so much. The devastation of hearing the words, "you have cancer," is something that no one ever would want to have to endure. We can't stop cancer, but Hagen in the 30s can offer some financial assistance to those who have heard those dreaded words. Through the monetary donations of community-minded organizations such as yourselves, who support Hagen in the 30s fundraisers, and those individuals who attend our event, we are able to offer one-time monetary assistance to those in need. Hagen in the 30s is a cancer victim support fundraiser held annually on the August long weekend. We started this event in 1999 and have continued our mission since. Hagen in the 30s is 100% volunteer-based. Our board works throughout the year to prepare for the event. Our public work bees start on the last Wednesday in May and continue right up to the event and into the fall. Truth is, there's a bunch of people that do a bunch of work in the wintertime when there's nobody around, so that they can bring the buildings to site, so that once we are able to start our work bees, we're able to start the reconstruction on those buildings. We have a dedicated group of approximately 300 volunteers who step up to make the weekend run smoothly, not to mention the 40-plus teams of horses and various other livestock on site. Our volunteers come from across Alberta, Saskatchewan, and BC. Our visitors are worldwide. Hagen in the 30s is a living museum, taking you back in time. Our mock village shows how life was in the 30s. We have everything from homesteads to field demonstrations to log sawing at old-time stores. We even have a trading post. It is truly something to be seen. This weekend is admission free. Yes, it's free. From cowboy camping Saturday night opening ceremonies and parade, Saturday night beef on a bun, and old-fashioned hoedown, to Sunday morning pancake breakfast. We simply ask that visitors leave us a monetary donation of their choice at our donation center that helps to continue to help those in need. No donation is too big or too small. To date, we have paid out over $7 million, and we have helped more than 8,000 Albertans. A list of locations has been provided to you in your package, so you're able to see the areas that we have given donations to. And we'd also like to note that 96% of what we take in and pay out is kept within our Alberta area. Our 2025 event was a heartfelt success. We raised an impressive $346,000 in just 2 days. These funds are being directly allocated to cancer patients, helping to alleviate their financial burdens during treatment. It is through the commitment of supporters like the MD that we continue to make a meaningful difference in the lives of many. Currently, we benefit from a sponsorship agreement with the MD of $10,000 for event costs, along with 3 loads or 54 ton of gravel, an arrangement set to conclude in the spring of 2026. In light of rising costs, we would like to propose an adjustment requesting renewal at $20,000 and 100 ton of gravel or equivalent loads. We want even loads. We don't want to cause you any having to come with a half a load, whatever that works out to. Where are we? Over a new 5-year term to carry us into 2031. Our current agreement was for a 5-year term. Previous to that, we had a 5-year with a $5,000 donation and 125 picnic tables over 5 years. So the monetary donations that we are requesting will go towards lumber and hardware costs for maintenance on our buildings, the rental of porta potties, rental of generators, and to help cover the ambulance attendant fees. With the rising costs of hosting the event and increased material costs, we are asking for the continued support of the MD. I will turn it over to Norm. He's able to give you a little bit more of a rundown of the costs of what we're looking at to kind of give you an idea of where those allocations will be coming from and why we're asking for the $20,000.
Yeah, so basically our ambulance fee, we have an ambulance right on site about 2 days, the Saturday, Sunday of our event. That is a $4,700 bill that we have to absorb. And you have to remember the money that we receive from donations, 100% of that goes to victims. We do not say, well, we need 10,000 of that to pay our bills. It's strictly 100% donation. So the money that we would receive from the MD would help us pay some of these bills. Fuel, we have to pay for not only refueling all our generators, we have tractors that run our sawmill that have to be refueled, our light towers. So that is $4,200 worth of diesel fuel and gas. Maintenance and repairs of our grounds, including lumber, but also including electrical installation. It seems each year we bring in new buildings and add to our event, and power has to be run to these buildings, so that would cover that cost. And generators, of course, we have to rent three big generators to run our event. So that's where the money would help us cover some of these bills that we incur for our event.
Okay.
Is there
thank
any
you.
council questions?
Deputy Reeve Fadeev.
Morning.
Good morning.
So what other municipalities are helping you guys with the drive right now?
So right now, we receive, our site is located on County of St. Paul land. And do you want to speak to what they?
They basically provide gravel as well for our event. Each year they supply us gravel. They also send their equipment to mow some of the trails and entrances to our event. So they have one of their equipment come out and do that for us. Along with wheel loaders, when we bring these new buildings, we require the grounds to be leveled and maybe, raised as well. So they provide us with equipment. The County of St. Paul has been good. We've, approached them probably more than we should for something, and they've always been there for us. Each year, we've had no issues with their help.
So more like in-kind donations than actual physical check?
Yeah, they do not give us money straight, but they do supply us with equipment, gravel, whatever our requests are. They've been there for us.
Yeah, I'd like to challenge them to up their game a little bit more.
It definitely helps, I wish they would do more of it as well, but I understand, they, if you were to put a cost to all the man hours and the equipment and everything, it probably would be similar. It's just, another example is garbage. We need the garbage emptied every day. We can't wait 2 days and then empty the bins when the event's over. The bins are full, and they provide us with the bins. They bring them, they install them. They send a garbage truck on a Sunday morning, which I'm sure they're paying double time for that operator to come out there to remove the garbage. So if you were to add all these hours and man hours plus the equipment that they send out, I'm sure it's a big bill in their books.
Awesome, thank you.
I challenged Reeve this year to fix a piece of road there, and they came through, so. So they put a bunch of new roadway there, so, yeah. So I did challenge. Yeah,
So I'm
Council-
looking
go ahead.
through the Reeve, I'm just looking at your Appendix B and your list of communities that you helped in Alberta, and you have numbers. Is that like an individual that has applied or gotten or received the benefit?
That is correct. Through the Reeve, the document that has all of the numbers on it is where our payouts have gone to. And this is through, like calculated through postal codes. So there'll be a fair bit, like if you add up everything that's in here, what is within the MD of Bonnyville is roughly 1,000 people that we have paid out with all of the separate little villages, towns and whatever within the MD. So, and that, like I said, is going to postal codes. So that's not including the people that live in the MD but get their mail in Lac La Biche, or live in the MD but get their mail in St. Paul. This is strictly to the postal codes of where the payouts have gone.
There's names here I didn't know even existed. Good job, I have to say. Thank you.
Any other questions, or, okay, go ahead, Counselor Crick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, first of all, thanks for all the great work you guys do. There's so many people that benefit from it, and people enjoy going out there. It's a great event. You mentioned $4,200 for fuel. Have you approached like the co-op or in either Lakeland Co-op or Cornerstone for sponsorship there ever?
Yes, just with the co-op, they've helped us with, when we need material or nails or whatever, they've always given us a break on that part of it. Co-op is also, because we have work bees every Wednesday night, the co-op comes out and supplies a meal for our workers.
Okay.
They come out, they're usually probably 10, 15 people from the co-op. They cook it and feed us. So they've done that. They've also supplied staff to come to our event and spend 2 days. We have a building, we call it the Co-op Building, and they man it for us. They do an excellent job. They give out apples to whoever wants an apple kind of thing. So the Co-op has been really good as far as helping us out. And right now, they give us a break on the fuel. There's no doubt about it, but it doesn't cover the complete cost of what we require.
And to clarify on this is the Cornerstone Co-op that's been helping us out with this. The Lakeland Co-op here in Bonnyville is a much smaller franchise. They have helped us out with gift cards to help pay for the fuel for our grass cutters and that sort of thing in the area. So we've sought out donations from both organizations.
Okay, right on. And then you're asking for almost double the gravel. How many tons are on a truckload of gravel? I don't know.
In the past, they were, we were requesting 30 tons or 30 yards kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like a load and a half, and it was difficult for your peoples to justify sending a truck with only half a load. Basically, a billy dump is 27 yards on it. And what we, we put it to use, it never seems to be enough, but this year we kind of want to up that so that it's also easier for your maintenance people when they come out with the gravel, that it's even loads, and we're not asking for 100 yards and it's got to be exactly 100 yards. If 3 loads comes out at 90 yards, we're happy with that. We're not, it's just to make it easier for your maintenance people to have full loads and not be going up and down the road with half load, just to fulfill their commitment.
Okay, thanks.
You guys have anything to add, or you?
One thing that we would like to add, just for your understanding, is our payouts. So Norm takes care of the payouts when he does he organizes the crew to do the payouts. So I'll get you to speak on like how much, how many?
So basically with payouts right now, what we do is we, of course, after event, know how much money we raise, divide that by 12 months, and that's how many people we can help throughout the year. Right now, we are paying 55 individuals per month. So in other words, $1,000 per payout, providing it in province. And so that works out to $55,000 that we pay out each and every month. To be honest with you, there's months we've received 120 applicants. So we're at the point where we're refusing more than what we're accepting. Of course, it's difficult as a board to decide who gets paid out and who doesn't. And I'll let you know on the criteria that we use. We pay out children. If there's a child, basically 15 years and younger, they automatically get paid out. And then we pay local. So we start making a bigger circle till we hit the 55 applicants. In the past, we've been able to pay some people in Calgary, Edmonton, but the circle each year seems to be getting a little bit short or narrower because of the applicants that we've been receiving. We've been receiving a pile.
Sorry, we have Councillor Palmer and then Councillor DeShane.
Just a quick question. So when you do your payouts, it's per person is $1,000, or are you paying that monthly?
No, $1,000 per person, one payment only. We do not pay a second time.
Right.
Okay.
So generally, are you getting, sorry, Ed, Councillor DeShane, so how are you notified of people in need? What is the process that people need to maybe know about?
Yeah, they send an application filled out. We also, because it's difficult, anybody could say, I've got cancer, and, maybe that's not the issue.
Yeah.
We ask that their doctor sign off on it. They don't have to reveal any specifics. We do ask what type of cancer they're going through, but a doctor has to sign off on this form that we provide them.
So it's an application process?
Yes.
Was it different in the beginning?
Was it different in the beginning?
Was it ever a different process in the beginning?
Well, yeah, before the internet and that, basically it was word of mouth, Okay. My relation had cancer and that's how we got paid. We would pay people out. What we found is we never heard enough and we couldn't pay out the money that we raised. Ever since we've created our own website and everything, we get more than we can handle.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor DeShane.
Thank you to the Reeve. Thank you folks for what you guys do there. That's a pretty big operation and pretty thankful for the people in the area. I was just wondering, is there any other organizations in the province that is large or as caring as you guys that do the same thing?
We had an individual from Medicine Hat phone us and ask us how we got started and what they needed to do the same down south. And we basically told them, get 300 volunteers and then call us back and we'll let you know how to go from next. We're thankful that we've got a great volunteer base. We have people, that cut grass every single week, and they're a crew of probably 20 guys. They come with their own equipment. No one gets paid mileage or anything. They come there and cut grass, and they'll do it every single week. They'll even do it after an event because they want to keep the grounds looking perfect.
Right.
So we're fortunate that we have great volunteers that are willing to do it on their own kind of thing and not get paid. There's absolutely not one person that gets paid at that grounds.
Yeah, well, thank you for that, because I believe that you're the only operation of your kind in the province, so it's pretty unbelievable. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I just want to add to it, like I greet the odd person coming in there, and there's so many people that come and thank, and they go, well, who can I thank? And I'm like, just, if someone has a scarf, you can thank them, because they all wear a co-op, I believe it's a co-op. UFA scarf, and yeah, it gets so many people that are so thankful that are, you know, my cousin's kid, or, you know, it's just, it's, you get it all day long, so it's quite it makes you feel pretty good. I'd just like to say these two here that are in front of us are, you know, there's 300 volunteers, but these are two of our top volunteers, so I think at this time we should give them a round of applause. They won't admit it, but they do, there's a few of them that do a brunt of the work there, and these are two of them that do this work all year round for it. Guys like me just show up once in a while and say, hey, I'm here. But these guys are hardcore, and they go every day on it. So thank you for your delegation, your presentation today. Well done, and thank you for hanging the 30s and all the years that you guys have put forward so far. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I just, like Barry, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for everything you do. In December of 2020, my wife was at Cross Cancer in Edmonton, and we received the $1,000 gift from Hanging in the 30s at that time. It's an organization that I've known about and been there, attended for many years. And honestly, at the time, until my Auntie Karen Amalia, who helps out there off and on, she's the one that reminded me that you should apply for that. Otherwise it didn't, I guess because it was so local, you always hear about it, it just didn't cross my mind at the time. But it was great to know that that organization was there as part of the help for us in that time. And thank you very much for everything you do.
Thank you.
If you guys don't have anything else to add, and I see no other questions, thank you so much for coming in, and all, again, for all you guys do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, God bless. I'm gonna get you to take over the meeting there. Just throw your mic on. I guess I'm gonna, before you, I'm just gonna declare a conflict of interest under section 17.2.1 of the Municipal Government Act as a member of the board. As such, I will abstain from a vote on this item. So I'm gonna excuse myself here, and I'll let Deputy Reeve Fideev take over.
Okay, thank you, Reeve. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you to both Lisa and Norm. And just for cost source of funding, so it'd be $20,000 a year for a 5-year period, starting on 2026, ending 2030. And this would come from the specific council grants to individuals and non-government organizations. With regards to the communication plan, if approved, working with our communications team, not only to notify the society, but also to bring awareness to the cause as well. So administrative's recommended action is that council approves the request for Hanging in the 30s Cancer Support Society for a financial contribution in the amount of $20,000 annually for a 5-year consecutive term effective 2026 to be funded from the grants to individuals and non-government organizations budget, as well as an in-kind donation of 100 tones or equivalent 5 trucks for consecutive years effective 2026.
Sounds good. Thank you. Maybe on a side note, I'll also like to add the challenge. Maybe we can work together with Hanging on the 30s on a long-term challenge with other municipalities. So, council. It's all right. I guess I'm the guy that operates this too, so. Good. 1 second. Go
All
ahead.
right, thanks, Deputy Reeve. What do you mean by the challenge, or just explain that?
Like for support, I don't know if Lac La Biche is supporting us financially or not, but I think a challenge to them, a challenge to Smoky Lake, everybody around, so to donate financially. Starting off with maybe what a $5,000, challenge and kind of go from there. But they can work that out, so I just kind of wanted to note that part of it. So we have some options, council. Who wants to make the motion? Sorry, Council Malaya, then Council Palmer.
I would just point out that, as noted, I suppose in a way I have a personal bias toward this, but even so, I still believe it is very good that what they do. So if it is the wish of council, I would like to make that motion that we accept their ask.
Sounds good. Council Palmer, so there's a motion made right now. So option number 1, any further discussion? Council Palmer,
No, I have no discussion on that, just a statement regarding the challenge.
go ahead.
That for the amount of municipalities listed, that may be, I don't know if Haying in the 30s has ever sent out to all these municipalities of Alberta that are taking part in the benefit of Haying in the 30s, that possibly they can be approached
100%.
as well, and, not a huge monetary request, but a start, and then you get what you get, kind of thing.
Yeah, when I went through the list and
It's a huge list.
seen the amount given to everywhere, yeah, the challenge has to be made, right? So, yeah. Okay, we have a motion on the table. I guess I'll ask for the vote, please. Okay, that was carried. I guess I'll have to ask the Reeve to come back. Or if you guys don't want to, we can just leave him in there.
It'll go a lot faster over here.
Thanks, Ben.
That didn't make it.
Okay. Thank you, Deputy Reeve, for doing that. Mr. Shandro, do you have anyone else coming, or just you? Well, then we're going to put you right on the spot. Come on up.
Concern I have is that I
1 second, Mr. Shandro. Just turn your mic on. Just hit the button. Right in the, there you go. Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, the home that I built some 20-some years ago at Moose Lake, at Spruce Crescent, after living there for about 10 years, with the traffic that was coming in and turning around right in front of my garage was annoying. And so in 2016, after some 10 years, I came to council and asked if I could put a gate. They said that they could, they would look into it, and they gave me permission to put a gate offset by 5 meters from the property line, and we did so, and that solved the problem. But I end up paying the MD at least every 3 years, and this is the objection that I have, is that I have to, the notice came in a couple of months ago that it's due for another renewal, and I feel that I should not be paying anything towards the lease of the property, because it's cost me a few bucks to put up a gate to keep the public from turning around in front of my house. And on top of that, in the wintertime, before the gate was installed, we'd have skidooers come in and do the turns around right in our property. So I would like the council to know that I am opposed to paying any fee. And the reason being is that on the west side of my property is a public walkway, which look after it every year. I end up cutting the grass twice a week in the summertime, and towards fall, it's a little bit less, with no obligation, and I'm happy to do that. On top of that, at the end of the walkway is a drop off to the lake. The drop is approximately 6 feet. People can have no access to the lake. So on my own initiative, I took the time and I got a set of stairs, steel stairs, built properly with a railing, with no cost to the MD, so my neighbors and the people could have access to the lake. And I'm happy to have people come by the walkway, but I certainly was a real nuisance to have people turning around. So I would ask if I could have counsel that I do not have to pay the fee for the lease of the portion of the gate that faces my property. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions to Mr. Shandro? I'm seeing none, Mr. Shandro, but thank you. Anything else you want to add?
No, it's a
No.
beautiful day.
Okay, well, thank you for your presentation. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you people.
All right, have a great day.
You also.
Thank you. Oh, Councillor Crick?
I guess you're looking for a motion here to get them to bring it, staff to bring it back to a future meeting now?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll make that motion. I didn't have a map or anything here to see where the property was, so hopefully when it comes back, there'll be a map so we can kind of see it and understand.
All right, thank you, Councillor Crick, for making this motion. The council accepts the presentation by Mr. George Shandro as information and directs administration to bring back information pertaining to the request to have the roadway licensing fees for Plan 5160 waived back to a future meeting of council for consideration. Any discussion on this motion, gentlemen? Oh, sorry, council. I said that for 4 years, so sorry, Caroline. I'm seeing none, so I'll call for the vote. She's our good-looking gentleman. Yes. No, Councillor Crick made the motion. Oh. Who? Oh, sorry. He's got her now. That's carried. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shandro. Have a great day. Okay. I'm done. All right, back to bylaws number 1918.
For item number 9.3.6, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway licensing bylaw number 1918, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for CNRL well site access. Bylaw number 1918 is the renewal of an existing roadway license bylaw 1819, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1918.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Crick, for making this motion. The bylaw number 1918 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville number 87, roadways and licensing, be given first reading. Any discussion on this motion? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. On to 9.3.8. No. 9.3.7.
Item number 9.3.7, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1919, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for CNRL well site access. Bylaw number 1919 is a renewal of an existing roadway license bylaw number 1820, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1919.
Thank you. Looking for a motion? Thank you, Councillor Palmer, for making this motion. The bylaw number 1919 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville, number 87, roadways and licensing, be given first reading. Any discussion on this motion? Councillor Deschênes.
I just want to make a point to, we have an audience member here. So it's been brought to my attention that licensing these right-of-ways gives us more workable access to them as an MD, and people are not allowed to chain and lock up these accesses to the public. So I'm realizing now. So we, public is allowed to access all this property without hindrance. So this is something we discussed in the past, and we'll probably discuss more in the future. So there should be no reasons why we would be not allowed to be on those properties. And there is things that can be done with the licensing if the people continue to chain and lock up these properties. So just for our information. Okay, thank you.
What is your standard of gates on these properties? Hey, excuse me?
What is the standard of gates on these properties?
No, we're doing a meeting here, so we're not taking questions right now. So thank you. Thank you, Councillor Deschênes. Any discussion from council here? Nope. I'm going to call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. On to 9.3.8.
Item number 9.3.8, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1920, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for CNRL well site access. Bylaw number 1920 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1827, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1920.
Thank you. Looking for a motion? Deputy Reeve Fadeev. Thank you for making this motion. That bylaw number 1920 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville, number 87, roadways and licensing, be given first reading. Any discussion, council? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. On to 9.3.9.
Item number 9.3.9, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1921, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for grazing purposes on Northeast 9, 64-6 west of the 4th and Northwest 10, 64-6 west of the 4th meridian, as well to deter public trespassing and mischief on roads no longer in use. Bylaw number 1921 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1822, which expires December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1921.
Thank you. Looking for a motion? Councillor Kaluk, thank you for making this motion. That bylaw number 1921 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonneville number 87 roadways and licensing be given first reading. Any discussion, council? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. On to 9.3.10.
Item number 9.3.10, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1922, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the road allowance as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for surface mineral lease access. Bylaw number 1922 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1839, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1922.
Thank you. Looking for a motion? Councillor Palmer, thank you for making this motion. That bylaw number 1922 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonneville number 87 roadways and licensing be given first reading. Any discussion on this, council? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. On to 9.3.11.
9.3.11, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1923, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for cattle grazing across Southeast 1062-1 west of the 4th and Southwest 1162-1 west of the 4th. Bylaw number 1923 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1836, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1923.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Reeve, for making this motion. That bylaw number 1923 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonneville number 87 roadways and licensing be given first reading. Any discussion, council? I'm not seeing any. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. On to 9.3.12. Said that one right this time.
Item 9.3.12, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1924, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for cattle grazing and temporary bale placement. Bylaw number 1924 is the renewal of an existing roadway licensing bylaw number 1821, which expires December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is requesting that council give first reading to bylaw number 1924.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Amalia, for making this motion that bylaw number 1924 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonneville number 87 roadways and licensing be given first reading. Any discussion, council, on this motion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. On to 9.3.13.
And item 9.3.13, administration is requesting a decision for first reading of roadway license bylaw number 1926, authorizing the MD of Bonnyville to enter into an agreement to license the roadway as described in Appendix A and in accordance with policy number 3A.018 to be used for access and hauling of sand and gravel materials related to the surface material lease. Bylaw number 1926 is renewal of an existing roadway license bylaw number 1842, which expired December 31st, 2025. A copy of the roadway license agreement application was provided to internal departments for review and recommendation, and there were no concerns. Administration is recommending that council give first reading to bylaw number 1926.
Thank you. Looking for, thank you. Councillor Amalia for making this motion that bylaw number 1926 being a bylaw of the Municipal District of Bonnyville number 87, roadways and licensing, be given first reading. Any discussion? I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you, ladies. On to 9.4.1.
Good morning, Council.
Morning.
First, I have for you council appointment to the Northeast Alberta Alliance for Growth and Opportunity. The Northeast Alliance for Growth and Opportunity is a collection of municipalities and Indigenous communities formed in 2023 that are working together to advocate for investment into one of Alberta's most critical economic regions. This board or committee meets quarterly at the call of the chair, and they have invited the MD of Bonnyville to appoint our chief elected official as well as an alternate to the committee for a 4-year term. To date, the MD of Bonnyville has received notification from 13 other municipalities of appointments to this committee, including the town of Bonnyville. MD of Bonnyville membership would enable advocacy objectives through the committee by demonstrating Northeast Alberta's importance to the provincial economy, provide a forum for sharing information and discussing issues with mutual interest, and address regional initiatives to strengthen the region through ongoing communication with provincial and municipal partnerships. Participation in this committee does come with an annual membership fee in accordance with the terms of reference provided to the municipality. The MD's annual fee would be $2,200. Attached for council's reference in Appendix A is the letter from the town of Vegreville and recent minutes, and then Appendix B is the terms of reference for the committee. If council decided to proceed with the appointment, the $2,200 annual membership fee could be funded from the CAO Office Association membership fees budget. Today, administration is just looking for council to make appointment if they so please. Administration's recommended action is that council appoints Reeve Kalinsky and the Deputy Reeve as alternate to the Northeast Alliance for Growth and Opportunities for a 4-year term effective immediately.
I'd like to make that motion, option 1. This is also the group that helped us advocate for Highway 28. We got they got a lobbyist in there, and so we had everybody from Fort Saskatchewan to Vermilion and around as a group advocate for Highway 28. I think they're not like they're not a selfish group where they're just concentrating on one issue. They heard our issues, and it's very positive, and it's great that we all can get together as one big voice to address our concerns. So I'd like to make option number 1 as my motion, please.
Thank you, Deputy Reeve Fadeev, for making this motion. The council appoints myself and Deputy Reeve as an alternate to the Northeast Alliance for Growth and Opportunities ATCO for a 4-year term effective immediately. Any discussion on this? I'm not seeing any. I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. 9.4.2, please.
Before you, we have a draft policy for council's consideration, policy number C-2A.064, use of generative artificial intelligence technology policy. This policy has been prepared to address the use of generative artificial intelligence for council's review and consideration. In June 2025, new information and privacy legislation was passed in Alberta, replacing the previously known Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. The new legislation includes new requirements, enhancing a public body's responsibilities and accountability towards the collection, use, protection, and disclosure of information within its control. One of the many changes is the requirement for a public body to establish and maintain a privacy management plan. This plan must include policies and procedures with respect to the use of AI. Administration has prepared the attached council policy, which addresses the MD's use of AI, which will form part of the privacy management plan, which must be completed by June 2026. Administration has also completed a draft procedure which will accompany the policy as an associated document. The draft procedure is signed off by the CAO, but is also attached as Appendix B for council's reference. The Committee of the Whole reviewed this draft document on December 16th, 2025, and are recommending that it be adopted as presented. Today, administration is just looking for council to adopt the new policy as recommended by the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Councillor DeShane?
I'd like to make a motion to accept option number 1.
Okay, thank you, Councillor DeShane, for making this motion that council adopts new policy number C-2A.064, use of generative artificial intelligence technology policy as recommended by the Committee of the Whole. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. That's carried. Thank you. Thank you, Steph. On to 9.5.1. That's carried.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Reeve and Council. Today I have an RFD for the reallocation of 2025 budget for a snowplow build. Administration is asking council to reallocate leftover 2025 budget from the ERP that was committed to the purchase of graders to complete the build of a snowplow unit. The budget surplus resulted from selecting a different grader model than the one originally planned. I can speak to that a little bit after. Discussion on benefits, disadvantages, and options. During the 2025 budget deliberations, the tandem truck was budgeted without sufficient funding to properly outfit for snowplow attachments. In 2025, the MD purchased the tandem truck. However, additional funding is required to utilize the truck as a snowplow in the winter. I'll just speak to those two. So we went with a 150 grader as opposed to a 160 due to the fact that the new 150s have the same specifications horsepower-wise and ratings as the former 160s. So we are trying the 150, so that provided a cost savings of, I believe, $75,000 per unit. That's why we have some surplus in the graders. And the truck, we had $331,000 budgeted for it. It came to $260,000 just for the cabin chassis. There's still about a 6 to 8 month lead time on these things. You guys probably remember a couple of years ago, there was 2 years to get a truck. So we pulled the trigger on it. Knowing that we'd be short, we thought we'd have enough within the 20%. If it was within 20%, I wouldn't be here, but the CAO could then approve it. So that's why this is becoming an RFD. So we're proposing to move the excess budget, add it to the truck budget. We need an additional $220,000 to outfit this unit with the plow, wing, sander, box, and associated hydraulics. The unit it's replacing is 11970. It was our last truck that had a rear-mounted sander, which can cause some safety issues as you're not sanding underneath, so your drivers are not on sanded material, if you will. Administration is asking for the reallocation of $190,000 of unused funding that was previously budgeted for the 2025 grader purchase to outfit a truck for snow plowing purposes. And our recommended action is that council approves the reallocation of this $190,000 of unused funding from 2025 capital replacement budget originally allocated for the purchase of the 2 graders to the 2026 capital equipment replacement budget to fund the outfitting of a snowplow. Questions?
Thank you. Any questions, or someone like to make a motion? Councillor Crick? I'll make a motion. All right. Thank you, Councillor Crick, for making this motion. The council approves the reallocation of $190,000 of unused funding from the 2025 capital equipment replacement budget already allocated for purchase of a grader to the 2026 capital equipment replacement budget to outfit of a snowplow. Any discussion, council, on this motion? Councillor Deschênes, then Deputy Reeve Fadeev.
So all in, this truck, I was wondering what the final tally would be on that truck.
Through the Reeve, to Councillor Deschênes, the final tally would be $480,000.
Oh. And how many of those units do we have?
We have 11 snowplow
11
units.
plus this one.
No, this is replacing one of those 11, yeah.
So it'll still be 11? Okay,
That's correct.
thank you, Mon.
Deputy Reeve Fadeev.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for fighting the savings in the graders to offset the cost of this. This is a great season for us to show everybody how valuable the trucks are. Sometimes we think there's too many, but when we have snowfalls like we have, I got a couple calls saying, are you guys even out there? Even though it snowed 4 times that day. So, but thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion on this motion? Council? Okay, I'm seeing none. I'll call for the vote, please. That's carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I guess on to correspondence.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Council. Let me bring you through 16 items in correspondence. Number 1 I would like to focus on at this point is 10.10. As you can see on your screens in front of you, Sage, who's becoming a future veterinarian, has sent us a beautiful thank you card. The things we do in our community to fund future education is now returning to us. We have a great veterinarian in the future years that excited by a grant to return to our local community. Thank you, Council. Next item I'd like to bring to attention, can I bring up Matt Johns?
What did you do now?
As we take a moment for several pictures to come up on the screen, I want to recognize what it takes to be a municipality. I want you to recognize, and I like this beautiful community to recognize, what it takes for dedication. It starts right there with Matt. 25 years of service. He's part of our community. He built a home here. He's raising children, and he enjoys the recreation around us. Next picture, please. With these great opportunities, we can see Matt growing from where he was just a field person, correct, Matt? Right up to now, he spends time at the highest levels in making this community different and ensuring that it's growing in a successful way. I'd like to look back on the years, and can I get the last picture, please? Yes, that's Matt. I think he was 14 years old. Would have OHS regulations. We're not sure what he's doing, but I think he's getting ready for explosives. Is that correct, Matt? So Matt normally joined us for one big reason. We promised him to blow stuff up. And in his 25 years, he confirmed this year he still will get his license to blow things up. Matt, you're allowed. I'd like to hand this over to the chair.
Yeah, what do I say after that, Matt? Just one little thing, I guess. Matt was a big part of, I'm just going to tell one story about you. A conference that we had, an ASB conference here years ago, and he was one of the big organizers. And I still, to this day, when I go to, a big function like our, the big one in Edmonton, help me out. RMA, yes, that used to be, I was going to say AAMNC. There's still people to this day that come up to me and say that was like the greatest tour they ever had. And that was thanks to Matt. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and all the previous council for all the dedication. This man really gives a crap about every resident in the MD. And we are so thankful for you. Yeah. Anyone else want to add to that? All right. Go ahead, Matt. Turn that mic on.
Okay. Yeah, 25 years. I started in 2001. Started with George Vachon as assistant fieldman and was out in the field for my first 7-8 years. Got to meet a lot of great people for farmers and residents. I had the best job. I got to go visit people for a living, and then grew over time. So obviously worked with a lot of councils, a lot of great councils, a lot of great mentors, CAOs that over the years that I truly enjoy and I still enjoy. I just want to thank council. I thank council for being supportive of me. I understand being a civil servant on what my job is and to make council successful, make the CAO successful, but also at the end of the day, it's the residents. That's why we do it. That's why all my counterparts do it too. So I guess, thank you.
Well, let's give him a round. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's it for administration under correspondence and information.
All right, any other questions or anyone want to add to correspondence? Or would someone like to make a motion? Okay, thank you, Deputy Reeve, for making the motion. That council accepts the following correspondence as information, 1 through 17, and the addition of Matt, number 18. Any discussion on this motion, council? All right, let's call a vote. That's carried, thank you. All right, we're going to go to reports from council. I don't know if there's a lot, but whatever you have, just whoever would like to start, go ahead. And Councillor Palmer.
Due to conflict, I wasn't able to attend the Rural Community Policing Committee, so hoping to do this which was yesterday canceled, so hopefully I will attend one shortly in February. On December 18th, attended the FCSS Strategic Planning Meeting at the town and with Josh, and put some groundwork that is very important for FCSS to have in order to provide the programs they provide to the community. I also went to a Bonnyville Chamber meeting on December 18th as well, and discussed budget and various other things that they're working on in the community, boosting their membership and so on. And that was my reports for the community
Thank you.
groups.
Councillor Crick?
Had a BRFE meeting, and then had a Bonnyville Regional Water Service Commission meeting. Councillor McAvoy chaired both of those meetings. It's sad to see, he's sadly missed. Also was at the FCSS strategic planning session, and Councillor Palmer covered that one. Then last night I had a library board meeting. James McDonald was there with Northern Lights Library System and highlighted how much savings that the systems provided to the library, and it was over $30,000. So it's just good to see that. That's about it for me. Oh, yeah. I guess Caroline reminded me. Thank you. At a Lakeland Lodge and Housing Board meeting as well that I forgot to write down. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Councillor Amalia?
Okay, I have had opportunity to attend, well, over the Christmas season, there was various events and ability to meet and talk with other councils from other parts of the area. But January 8th, we had an Ag Service Board meeting, and perhaps the chairman will have more to say about that, but I think it was a very productive, informative meeting, good discussion throughout that meeting, and with some information, other things to do with the seed cleaning plant and some things upcoming for council with that. Yesterday, January 12th, was the funeral for Brian McAvoy. And I suppose my attendance was as much or more from the fire service side of it, but I had the honor of being attending and being involved with that. Also, Lara has received a letter that the County of Smoky Lake has decided to stop, to pull their funding for Lara and pull out of that. So we've got some things coming up, looking at Lara. Yeah, other than that, I'm sure everybody got the same various phone calls about snow and roads and such. And I would like to say thank you to Transportation Department for and roads and utilities and everything that they've done, especially the way this last month or two has gone. And I did receive, and I can't seem to find and pull up the original email, so I can't quote, but from Gary and Glenda Stark at Chicken Hill Lake, and they specifically sent an email thanking the transportation for the work that they've done and for the plow truck that goes through their little subdivision area, and they're very pleased with how it's been going this year. So they wanted to thank the MD Works, Public Works, for that. And yeah, and I would again add to that sometimes you drive around and think that it's not going very well, but then you realize how many times it snowed and how many times I've had to push my own driveway just to keep getting in and out. So I would like to thank again the Transportation Department for what they've done.
Thank you. Councillor Duchesne?
Thank you to the, just not sure how far back we want to go, but I think the new year is to start there, I guess.
Yep.
Attended a meeting at BRFA at the North Star Station. That was a short and unproductive meeting. I think we were short of people there, so nothing really to report on that. We had a special meeting called with ASB, and at this point I am not prepared to make any statements on that meeting. I will let that come forward in a future meeting. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Thank you, Councillor Duchesne. Councillor Kaluk?
Basically, January 6th, I attended the Beaver River Waste Commission, first time there. They talked about their budget and the purchasing of 2 new walking floor trailers that we're getting. They wanted to get some of the old ones off the road. I guess there's some holes in the sides and stuff, and duct tape wasn't working, they said, so we're gonna get a couple new trailers. And otherwise, I attended just a couple of hall committees, Ardmore and Riverhurst. And the small communities are looking for volunteers, hard time getting people to do anything and looking for more community support. So if you know anybody who wants to volunteer, it'd be great to get some more people out there.
Thank you. Deputy Reeve?
Yeah, just going through my notes yesterday, and I noticed I was absent for the committee and the whole meeting, and I was trying to figure out why, but yeah, I was at another meeting, so. I was like,
Yeah, report on that meeting.
I was like, what the heck happened there? Anyways, General Manager Monty Danenko and Deputy CEO Matt Yance and I met with the 4 Wing Commander, just to let them know that we're there to support them in any kind of way, and there's lots of changes happening there, and we're just kind of, had a meeting to say that, we're there for you and whatever you want, and yeah, that was pretty well it, again, and then just Christmas hit, and just trying to stay safe on the roads there, so that's about it for me, thank you.
Thank you. I did a torch relay for Alberta Winter Games. So, yeah, it looks like I ran from from the Shaw Center to Bonneville, but don't be fooled. They cut quite a bit in between there, so I handed it off to Councillor Sharoon and the mayor. So, yeah. And I guess I was running too fast for the guy filming off the start, so I had to slow her down. So I'm like a robot, I think, when I'm running, so it's pretty funny. So that'll be coming up. That'll be part of the Alberta Winter Games. We'll have probably a feature on us passing the torch. Pretty well started in the village of Glendon. They came up over to the MD and to the town of Bonneville, and then probably ended up in the city of Cold Lake. So that'll something. I did attend that seed cleaning plant meeting also with and Ed. I think we're going to talk about some of that in camera here. Maybe today we'll bring it up. So we'll report on that later on. Also, the snow plowing was incredible over the Christmas season. Monte, did we actually work on Christmas Day too, Mr. Danyenko? Yes, we had 17 meetings on Christmas Day for extended shift. So I got to thank whoever runs a snow plow or runs a grader in the MD. I clean a lot of snow for a lot of neighbors and for a local church there. And a lot of times I went out in the morning and the roads were already done. So, and a lot of them weren't, but they can't get to, they can't be in 10 places at once. So I got a big shout out to all our staff that did the work over the Christmas season to make a benefit for us while we're with our families. They're out plowing snow for everybody. So there was a lot of snow that happened over the Christmas season, and thankful to staff for opening our roads up the best they could. That was amazing. So, thank you. All right, I think we're going to go to closed session here. I just need a motion to go into camera. Councillor Palmer, thank you. All those in favor, or we'll wait for the vote? I'm too fast on that one. I'll call for the vote there. That's all we needed. Sorry, we snuck that one in on you girls quick there. There we go. All right. Whoever's not coming up, let's just put your hand up. Okay, it's carried. Thank you. We're in closed session. Thank you.